Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, max out your savings. The more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on any smart bed with base. Limited time. Check it out at a Sleep Number store near you or at sleepnumber.com today.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Hello, friends. Welcome back to the show. Okay, so picture this. The pandemic hits, a Jewish mom discovers Zoom, and one woman decides to channel her chaos into an alter ego who's basically Fran Drescher, Janice from Friends, and your Aunt Ethel rolled into one. And that woman is my guest today, Libby Shayo. She's a theater kid turned viral sketch queen, founder of the Cheryl Cohen Cinematic Universe, and co-host of Schmuck Boys, the Jewish dating podcast you didn't know you needed. She's got tens of thousands of followers on social media, a brand new husband, and enough Jew camp stories to get her honorary Ramah citizenship. This could be the most Jewish show I've done in a very long time, so stick with me because, guilt? I don't know. We talked Jewish dating apps, Jewish identity, online anti-Semitism, Hannah Montana, and how satire can save your sanity when the world is falling the fuck apart. If you ever rolled your eyes at the phrase influencer, then buckle up because this one's for you. I'm Matthew Zachary. This is Out of Patience, and let's get started. All right, Libby, this might be the most Jewish show I'll ever do in my career.
That sounds like my favorite sentence.
Yeah. I mean, between Hillel, Chabad, Ramah, we lost the whole crowd. There's only Jews listening after those 3 words.
That's okay. I only want to speak to you guys. Hey.
I won't tell you about the time that I was in Heb magazine,
Ooh.
but this was before the internet and was lost to time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I was also in the American Jewish Society's magazine a long time ago.
Okay.
If that was the thing. AJ something. American Jewish something.
AJC?
Maybe? I don't know. This was like during Bush 2. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Long time ago. All right. So clearly you wear your Chai and your Magen David on your sleeve.
Yes.
Was that born of congenital chutzpah? Tell me about your family.
Sure. So I am a public school kid, but very big in the Jewish camp world. So I grew up with lots of people who went to Jewish schools, but I went to Jewish camp with them and I'd be like, I wonder what they're doing all year round. And so I became more interested instead of my parents paying for yeshiva and maybe I get a little bit of what I know and carry it over. I became interested on my own from the Jewish camp. And my friends would have these color wars at school. And I was like, this is so much fun because I wasn't in it and I wasn't forced. I became so much more interested, obviously leading to president of Chabad in college, the amazing arc that it was, and now becoming what they call me as a Jewish influencer just seems so fitting.
I feel like I want to say Jewfluencer.
I kind of like that.
Get
no
big
one's
words
ever
up.
said that, but I'm down.
You're welcome. There's your hashtag.
Perfect.
Are there hashtags exist anymore?
They do.
I thought we came
hashtag
full
things.
circle and hashtag.
No, we hashtag.
Okay. May not surprise you. Might not. I was a Jew camp kid all through the 80s.
Which camp?
I went to several. My parents are teachers, so they worked there. So I was a lowly peon staff kid.
Okay.
I wasn't wearing the
love
Nikes or the
staff
Benettons
kids.
or the Akajos or the Jordache or the Zeke Havaricis. I was in like Caldor and Kmart clothing, but I did all right.
No, but the staff kids were the most popular.
No.
Yes, they were, because they got all these amazing things.
But we had no fun on like Parent Day.
Yeah, but like you got to like sleep at camp all the time. You got to go to camp early. My best friend,
this was
her dad
sleepaway
was, like,
camp.
the
This
cook.
was sleepaway camp.
Okay,
I should
a little
qualify
different,
that.
a little
We couldn't
different.
leave. It was like gated.
Okay. But maybe your parents gave you like the good snacks. Maybe they went on a Dunkin' run for you. Everybody else didn't get that. So they'd be like, oh, we got to do this.
So sleepaway camp, I had no choice. I was 3. My parents worked at camp and I went there. There's an odd cadre of friends that I have from camp or people who went to other camps that we had intercamp with that are still around, and they've come on the show and they've like whole Jew camp episodes of my show. So, but you went to like a day Jew camp?
Okay, so here's the thing about my camp background. I went to Camp Ramah, Nyack for day camp.
Okay.
And then I got to go to Ramah Berkshires for sleepaway camp with all of my day camp friends around the same summers, but you could do half and half. So I still had friends at the day camp. So I would start doing first session and then second session sleepaway, or vice versa, sleepaway and then day. And then eventually I went both summers at the sleepaway camp and loved it. But my last summer, what would have been my last camper summer, my mom said, nope, you're studying for the ACTs, you're going to be home. Why don't you work at the day camp as a counselor?
Ooh, okay, upgrade.
And so that was like pre-CIT era. But get this.
Wait, let's acronym that. Counselor in training.
Yeah, like pre-counselor in training. It was like an EA, like an assistant. Like a DA assistant, age group assistant. And so I basically was doing that, but the summer after, when you're a CIT, you live at camp. The counselors leave at 4 p.m.
Ooh, okay.
Day camp. So day camp, but sleepaway for counselors. So after doing the day camp, then the sleepaway camp, a little bit of both, then working at the day camp after becoming CIT from like the ages of like 18 to 21, I lived at camp with people my age who worked at camp. We had all these like events on the weekends as counselors, and we'd be with the campers until 4 o'clock. So instead of working at a sleepaway camp where you live with the kids would leave, and then I got to be a camper at night.
That's probably the most Jewish thing I've ever heard.
Epic.
Yeah.
Epic.
High life.
Yeah, for real. So that's why I have endless camp content, because technically I was a camper until I was 21.
Ooh,
but I was working from 18 to 21, and you're having Shabbat with counselors on the weekends. And the kids are leaving, and then you're planning events with just counselors. It was like nothing I've ever experienced before.
Are your parents religious?
I mean, I would say like
normal
modern,
Jewish.
Modern Orthodox, for sure.
No like milk and meat silverware.
No.
Okay. That's a good like dividing line between severity.
No, like we do the milk and meat silverware.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay, so you're on that side.
I grew up that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up that way my whole life.
Did your synagogue separate men and women?
Yes.
Okay, because that is Chabad, I believe, right? Okay. I've been torn about that. It's a mixed emotion for me, because I'm so proud to be Jewish, and yet
it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
You have to kind of do whatever aligns with you, and a Jew is a Jew is a Jew. Like, come as you are. And that's also what I love so much about like the Chabad community.
Well, it's kind of a make your own adventure sometimes too.
It really is.
No guilt.
It really is. Like, there's a lot of rules to follow, and sometimes not all of them may resonate with you, and some may really resonate with you. And yeah, it's just really cool to like share pride now more than ever.
You know, if I still had my Binghamton email address, Chabad would still be emailing me.
There you go. They probably still are.
They probably still trying to email me back.
I walked into Binghamton Chabad in college, like full memory, and I went, hallelujah, hallelujah. I was like, oh my God, I literally can't go to school here, because then I'd major in finding a husband. Like, how do you focus? There's so many like young Jews. There's that guy from camp you had a thing with 6 years ago.
Right.
And oh my gosh, it's the guy your friend's talking to. And oh my God, he dated your friend 7 years ago. So it's really a blast from the past situation.
Well, Chabad stalked anyone with a Jewish last name during orientation, and man, did they show up at the door.
That's how they do it.
Yeah.
And then when you're sick, they bring you soup. It's a win-win.
It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say I made the good mistake of going to like Yom Kippur services with my roommate, my best friend Phil, also Jewish, but we weren't prepared to be there for 7 hours. I was used to 3 or 4 convenient hours.
See, I slept at the Chabad house during Yom Kippur because I did not use my phone. I needed to fast. I didn't want to be transported back and forth to Chabad. So for me, like, I really gained my Jewish identity, like picking and choosing the holidays on my own and taking off and like having to explain it to people. I literally played a nun in a show at school because I went to school for acting. I did the whole BFA
Buffalo?
thing, University of Buffalo.
Right.
And
Amherst campus, right?
University of Buffalo campus.
Isn't that's SUNY, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't Amherst where the big like gopher campus is where you never have to go outside because it's 8 degrees?
We never were at the Amherst campus.
Oh, you're at the other
though.
campus. Okay.
It was literally University at Buffalo.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it was crazy because I played a nun, but I was also president of Chabad. So I was joking that I was like Hannah Montana going from, and I'd be like, I'm sorry, like nun can't practice today. She has Yom Kippur.
Yeah.
So I literally played an Irish nun.
All right, that's method acting.
Yeah.
Did you always want to act? Were you like a theater kid?
Oh, huge.
All the world's a stage?
My whole entire life, it was literally put me on a stage and let me talk and come watch this dance I did.
Was there any particular movie that you watched that like Wizard of Oz or Singing in the Rain or something?
So I did play the Scarecrow in Wizard of Oz.
Nice.
And was like falling the whole time when I was younger. But no, I was obsessed with The Little Mermaid. I was a very obsessive kid. So first it was Little Mermaid, obviously,
like
princesses.
Disney musicals, yeah.
And then it went straight to Hannah Montana.
Okay.
I like was obsessed with her, wanted to be her, called myself Libby, Mississippi. I was like, this is me. This is who I'm supposed to be. Like, this is everything. And then lo and behold, Justin Bieber. And that and Miley have never died out.
Right.
Little Mermaid, that's kind of, like fond memories.
Yes. I was probably 30 when that happened.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy.
So you found the stage.
I found the stage. I did talent shows growing up where I would rehearse dances to Nobody's Perfect by Hannah Montana.
Of course.
To Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And I did a show on Fox 5 called Teen Kids News.
I saw that. Yeah. On your LinkedIn profile, I saw that.
Yeah. And so I did that for a few years, and that was quite fun in high school because people would be like, oh my gosh, saw you on the news this weekend. And I was just always really passionate about it. Started the acting club in my high school. They didn't have a real stage. I did the Shakespeare monologue competition and competed in the nationals for 4 years.
That's cool.
And I won it for my school like 3 of the years, which was like crazy. Like I was just like a different breed of theater. I did like MCC theater, classic stage company, any excuse to get involved, I was doing it. And then from there, I obviously ended up in the BFA at University at Buffalo. And I, in my last 2 years, really enjoyed talent management and casting. I was like, do I maybe put the acting stuff to the side? Do I work in the business? My Jewish mother wants me to monetize.
Not become a doctor?
That was never.
Okay.
Trust me, these
Doctor, lawyer?
these hands can't even drive. You want me to be a doctor? You crazy? I don't have a permit, no license, no permit, no problem. So
this show is taping in the summer.
Cool.
It'll probably air around your 1-year wedding anniversary.
Oh my gosh.
This fall. But tell me about your boy.
My boy, his name is Mr. Jack Shayo. And 2020 was a really weird time for a lot of people.
Why? What happened? I'm kidding. This
We
little
had
thing?
a panorama, hand sanitizer was costing hundreds of dollars. That's crazy.
Paper towels were nowhere to be found.
Yeah, so I'm a very lemons into lemonade type of person. Obviously had these big theater dreams and then talent management dreams, and all my interviews were canceled. And so I turned to social media, and I was also single. So people were seeing me online for the first time going, oh my God, would you believe he wasn't Jewish? Like whatever,
Right.
like the whole like Jewish mom thing. And I became friends with someone that I met from a Jewish Facebook group named Meet Jew. He was like, I have this guy for you. I'm like,
Jew?
Meet Jew.
M-E-E?
Like, meet you, meet Jew.
Okay, got it.
And so it was like a big thing during COVID where people, and it still is now, shout out to Aaron and Daniel.
Wait, how can you be in your 20s and still use Facebook?
So hear me out.
Okay.
This group brought back Facebook.
Really?
This group started like a whole Facebook group of 60,000 people all over the world where you could post for your friends and be like, meet Libby. She likes walks in Central Park. She's a big theater kid, and you might know her TikTok persona, Cheryl Cohen. So that's
We're going to get to that later.
People would do.
Yeah.
And so they would post on these groups. And so I got posted as the nice Jewish girl of the week, even though I told the founder, no, I don't want that right now. That's really high key and I'm not looking to date. And my friend, ironically, who I met from the group, he's like, hey, listen, my brother saw this post of you and you guys should chat. So he asked me to a FaceTime call with his brother, and the rest is history.
So I met my wife.
And that's my brother-in-law.
No.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him for doing that. That's a Yenta match made on
Truth.
Facebook.
Truth.
So I have a Jewish non-internet story. I met my wife, Jessica, through a friend of my brother's who worked with her at a store in the mall when she was a grad student. And shout out to Michelle Carreri for this one.
Shout out Michelle.
Yes, the Italian lady did the Jewish Yenta stuff. And I came into the store one day and to pick my brother up because he was younger than I was. And Michelle's like, "Oh, Ben, who's this?" It's my brother. "Oh, hi, Matt. Who are you dating?" Like, not even nice to meet you. Not a handshake.
No, it's never
who
that.
are you dating?
Right.
I was like, I'm not really interested. "Oh, good. I'm going to set you up with Jessica." I was like, "Who?" And like, what does she look like? "You got to like her." No. What does she look like? Yeah, there was no
So blind
profile
date,
pictures.
blind date.
Yeah. "You got to like her." And then she sends Jess
don't
an
work
email.
anymore,
There were
these
no
blind
text
dates.
messages back then.
I'll tell you why blind dates don't work anymore after you finish.
We'll post-generationalize how this did work back then by accident. And she sent just an email. I remember Ben. I work with Ben. His brother Matt. He's really cute. You're gonna go out with him. You're gonna like him.
Right.
What does he look like? You're gonna like him. So we had like a 30-minute blind date, and we got married like 3 years later. Yeah. So back then, we had nothing to do except go to like the matzo ball at Webster Hall,
which is still a big thing.
Which is still a thing.
It's still a thing.
I'm not a Webster Hall matzo ball kind of meeting guy.
Yeah.
But that's how I met my wife.
WhatsApp is ruining blind dates. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because when you plug in their phone number in WhatsApp, you can see their picture if they have one or their name. And you can look them up. What's stopping you from LinkedIn and whatever if your friend doesn't tell you anything? I've heard from multiple people, they just look at the WhatsApp and they see the photo.
Yeah, but isn't everything filtered now? Help me understand how
If
filters
you're
have ruined
adding a
everything.
contact, or for example, if you have an Apple ID that automatically has a picture,
Right.
dead giveaway.
But don't people know in advance to put a high res, high fidelity model picture of yourself everywhere?
I mean, usually they do. It'll be like, so-and-so has a profile picture. Do you want to update it? Yes.
I see. Okay.
And so then you automatically see who they are because they've set it for anyone to be able to see that picture once they've texted you.
But how is this any different than the superficiality of when this all first started? Like
because
Facebook was like a meet girls thing
check.
too.
There'd be no way to check. Yeah, Facebook has a real moment for sure.
But I mean, when it's, the origin story.
Yeah.
It was like Hot or Not.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg made Hot or Not at Harvard.
Right.
Like, how ridiculous was that? But
I mean, our generation was TBH, like for truth is. And like we would post on other people's walls and like rate them out of 10 and like say how we like their eye color or whatever it might be.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So Facebook flirting was always a thing.
Well, AOL flirting with floppy disks in the 90s. You know this story?
No.
All right. So AOL, floppy disk dial-ups, they had, so when you were in a chat group, the very first chat groups,
right,
it was all sex hunters. That's all it was, like men and women. And you basically didn't even say hello. You said ASL, age, sex, location.
Oh my God.
And then if they wrote back and told you, then you chatted and hooked up.
That's like people on Tinder being like, what are your intentions?
It was AOL
what are
Tinder.
You looking
That's
for?
all it was. No swiping. Just ASL, or I'm not going to talk to you.
I mean, I remember iChat. Like, I used to make my statuses whatever I was feeling. Homework was the worst today, period. Same with Twitter. Like, and like young people with Facebook, like so mortifying. So mortifying. My mom didn't let me get Facebook until I was 12. At least, like, thank God for that now.
I'm just curious. My daughter's 15, and she'll soon be entering this world of like, boys, look at that, right? She's in high school, sophomore year soon.
Yeah.
Actually, this will be airing when she's going to be a sophomore in high school. Oh, look, boys. My son, I'm not worried about. He's Mr. Suave. He's protecting himself, whatever.
Right.
But, there is such a level of callousness to humanity in general. And you grew up in an era that I entered that just happened to be, oh, what's this? Oh, look, the internet. And you're born into the internet.
Right.
You don't know of like meeting people at a bar by accident because some Italian yenta of your wife sets you up. How do you really know people look like the way they present themselves?
I had a rule when I was dating on apps that I had to FaceTime them before.
Ooh, okay. That's
Always.
smart.
I never... Here's the thing. I watched too much Degrassi growing up.
Okay.
If you know the show. And it was always these like intense situations. Like you meet a guy from online or you left your drink at the parties. So those were very much life lessons for me. Like, shout out to Gracie, because I never left my drink unattended. I never did any hard drugs ever. Like, I literally watched it and was like, oh, that's so scary. You have to know who you're talking to. Like, the internet could be a scary place. So I always made sure to like FaceTime people before meeting them. When I was younger, not so much. There was Gmail BuzzFeed. Do you remember that?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay. So I thought that I was talking to Justin Bieber on like Google Chat and like Selena Gomez and Ariana Grande. And every day I would like message them. Same with Twitter. And like, that's crazy. Like that's like middle school crazy where you think you're talking to like celebrities
you can do that
and
on
they're
Cameo
not.
now.
And they're not, but they're not real. They're just like fake people like
Yeah, of course.
pretending to be them. But I'm like 10. I don't know that.
Yeah.
So I would be like, oh my God, I FaceTime Justin Bieber. Or I'd be like, can you please send me a photo like of you holding a sign that says like, hi, Libby. And it would be like absolutely fake drawn. Like
Of course.
I've made TikToks about it now because I'm like, I so like wanted to be an influencer without even knowing what that was at that age.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, the internet can be a scary place. And when it comes to dating, my rule is if you can't have a conversation with them before the date, don't go on it.
Well, on that note, let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
Because we have to talk about your alter ego.
Sure.
And we have to talk a little bit more about Wegmans.
Wegmans.
Yeah. Did that
Okay.
change your life? Meeting Wegmans in Buffalo? The supermarket?
Not so much. I
All
didn't
right.
go there so much.
All right, we're gonna talk about that. All right,
Okay.
we'll be right back. Matthew Zachary is my alter ego. Mm-hmm. Most people don't know this, but I've been public enough about this. My real name is Matthew Zachary Greenswag. Meyer Ziska ben Ari Leib David. You're welcome. Everyone out there, that's my Hebrew name. But I've used Matthew Zachary since I got sick because like Matt Greenswag was like the kid that died. And Matt Zachary or MZ, whatever I am today, that's who I am today.
Sure.
And I invented that personality because I didn't feel comfortable being the kid that was told you're going to die of cancer. You have your version of this now, but we have to talk about Cheryl. Where did this come from?
Oh man, COVID. COVID was a time. I think I always found the humor of my like Jewish mom and like would notice that certain situations, like I couldn't even explain them. Like they were so funny. And I remember when Vine was popular being like, Mom, you have to go on this. And she was like,
Rip Vine.
no, I have no interest in being on camera. And I guess by accident, I kind of took matters into my own hands. And instead of her being on camera, I created this persona as myself. And, you know, I'm the one that loved performing. And through my senior year of college, we worked with one of the original SNL writers, Alan Zweibel. And he wrote a play about his life with Gilda Radner called Bunny Bunny. He was a UB alumni. We were working on the show. Show gets canceled, obviously due to COVID, interviews, everything, boom, done. And it turns into comedy lessons from the expert via Zoom.
Wow.
And so we start working on video projects like for the class. He becomes a true mentor to me. And I mention him all the time because he was such a big part of that story for me. And through those courses and like thinking about what was funny in my life, one of the biggest things was my Jewish mom. And she was freaking out about how to use Zoom. And oh my God, Passover's coming up. What do we do? And the Seder. And so I literally just verbatim with a bun in my hair, recreated the conversation with no hope of anything. And boom, goes viral. I end up using it for the course as well as like my project series and videos. And that was the first video that really hit. And what was so great about it was I said Jewish mom and Passover, which are two very Jewish niche terms. So immediately I was rewarded for my Jewish identity and sharing my Jewish comedy. And my goal was that if I could show someone that Jewish humor, they could be like, oh my gosh, my Aunt Sally, who's Italian, she's just like that. And that's the point. We're all very similar. We can all relate to each other no matter what religion it was. And I always felt like I was bridging the gap in college.
Well, alter egos, you can kind of get away with things that you can't when you're yourself.
Yeah, and also, like, if I said it was my mom, I could get in trouble. So, like, embellishment of the truth, give her a name. And the name, there was no thought to the madness. It was literally Cheryl Cohen. Like, it just came out of my mouth. I wish there was, like, a story to it. But again, I'm in my college house with like 2 roommates there at the time. And I just so bored and just automatically creating every day. And then TikTok actually shared that video on their Instagram story and tagged me in it on Passover.
Wow. Okay.
And that was kind of the, whoa, like this could really be something.
There's an actor named Mike Myers. He was Austin Powers.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 80s and 90s, he had an alter ego called Linda Richman.
Mm.
And she was like, darling, oh my God, I got spjelches in my geneckige zoink. And he would have this whole mini talk show on SNL with like Madonna, and it was a phenomenon.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing Cheryl be like, you're channeling my Linda Richman is your Cheryl Cohn.
Yeah. And then a few months later, Forbes, Josh Weiss reached out to me and did an article on my story as modern Mrs. Maisel, because I was really inspired by Mrs. Maisel that had just come out.
Yeah.
So it was the combination of that. It was a combination of Fran Drescher from The Nanny.
Oh, of course.
It was a combination of Janice from Friends.
Chandler.
Yeah. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, you sound just like her. And I'd be like, oh my God. You know, you love me, Chandler Bing. Like, she is such a meme.
Yes.
Obsessed. And I also did at one point during COVID, like a series as Janice. Like Janice finds out Chandler has COVID.
Oh God, that's hysterical.
God. Yeah, so like I just had so much fun with it, all of it. And now it's evolved into so much more. We have wedding content. We have skincare. I worked in the skincare space for a little bit. I worked on brand accounts like Sour Patch Kids, Tums, Nutter Butter, Honey Maid. So I have that like corporate social media experience, but now I'm doing it all full time and just adding as much skit content and characters as possible. We also have Chad Goldstein, the frat bro, president of API Social.
There you go.
He's my favorite schmuck boy to play.
Well, I want to get to the podcast, but we have to get a little serious now. We're recording this just around the time that Iran is now killing people in Israel and the bombing has started. Anti-Semitism has plagued my life. There were swastikas all over Staten Island at the synagogues. My son, who just graduated from 8th grade 2 years ago, had a swastika in his yearbook.
I hate that.
Who's going to love that? But like, what's been your? Have you been open about this too?
Yeah.
You are not unaffected by this.
Oh, absolutely not. I never shied away from being Jewish my whole entire life, and it's given me a whole entire career. And I am very passionate about it. Sometimes I get like really overwhelmed and really upset. Like this week was a lot. And it was like hard to sleep, of course. You know, I have so many friends also that are stranded there, weren't meant to be there this long. And I'm trying to connect them with people in ways that they can maybe go home, and, you know, constant checking up on family and friends. It's like overwhelming because you're not there and there's a different time zone. And the whole thing is just so beyond sad to see in this world. I think it's become really heightened. The Jewish influencers are extremely affected.
Jewfluencers.
Yes. And I created an influencer network specifically for them with Chabad Upper East Side, where we do events together, and we always had meeting where we've had people whose son, you know, he passed away in the IDF saving lives, or we had someone who was a Nova survivor come speak. And I just think it's so important to also just give them the space and support, because it can feel so isolating, getting so much hate online. And that's something that unfortunately I've been accustomed to since 2020. And a lot of people are new specifically from speaking out now. There were not that many people who are openly Jewish online before October 7th. And like, I'm so blessed that there's such a big community of us now, because there are power in numbers when we are a small community. But yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard.
I often have to tell people, I mean, I'm sure you're going to nod your head on the radio with this one, but, you know, there's only, 16 million of us on the planet against 8 billion people. And most people don't realize how tiny of a fraction of a percentage we are of humans, which means that like more than 7.5 billion people probably have never met a Jew.
Yeah.
And when they do, they're like, oh, you're Jewish? I want to tell you a story and I want to see a reaction. And this is a perfectly innocent, non-anti-Semitic story.
Yeah.
But it's stuck with me and it's renting space in my head like a tree of life, right? And sorry, I made a synagogue joke there. On my first day of college, one of my roommates was from Rochester, wasn't Jewish, but obviously he knew that Jews existed and was fine. His girlfriend came to visit. She was a senior at the high school in Rochester that he went to the year before. And she asked me on day one, actually, she asked my friend Phil and I the day one, "Oh, you're Jewish? Can I see your horns?" You know, that Jews used to have, like, the perception was Jews have horns because we're the devil, we're a golem.
Right.
But she didn't ask that out of anti-Semitism. She was literally taught that in her upbringing that Jews have horns. So she wasn't afraid of us. She just literally thought that it was like a party trick that we had horns. And I said to her, like, "We don't have horns." She's like, "You don't? No, that's a thing."
Right.
Oh, great. Okay. I'm not going to think that anymore. But this is what we're dealing with now. She wasn't malevolent.
Yeah.
She wasn't coming after us in a malicious way. It wasn't like, "You damn."
Well, there's a lot of misinformation.
Yeah,
and that's,
exactly.
That's the problem. And
Well,
nobody
we were the
wants to
first
listen
Jews she ever met.
Nobody ever wants to listen to us. It's like sometimes speaking into an echo chamber, but you can't stop. And it's like this adrenaline rush when you want to like keep sharing the truth.
Right. Well, the tribalism is real and it's necessary more than ever now. But I mean, I would imagine do you have friends that aren't Jewish? Are you allowed to have friends that aren't Jewish?
Of course I'm allowed. Of course. I think specifically there's a connection to Jewish people that is a non-negotiable, like where you don't even have to explain yourself. Of course, I went to public school my whole entire life. I was raised to learn about other cultures and other religions. I went into all different types of homes, friends with Christmas trees, all of it. I had all different types of friends my whole life. But of course, you know, it was so disheartening to see some people on social media, especially people who thought what I was doing was so cute, but we're shocked to see the relevance to Israel in my life, considering also, by the way, I'm half Israeli. Never was a secret, always was loud, always was proud. And so like having to explain the correlation has been interesting to say the least.
Did you do birthright or because you're half, you didn't have to?
No, I did not do birthright.
Okay.
Not because I didn't want to. COVID was in the way.
Right.
Jury duty was in the way. Wisdom teeth was in the way. And, you know, then I kind of found my person. And I feel like at this point, I'd rather just go on a really meaningful trip. I have family there. So, yeah, I haven't had like a proper second to go, but I made videos for birthright. And I think it's extremely important, especially for singles. Like now I want to go to Israel with my husband and have like a long, extended, meaningful trip because I haven't been there in a long time and it's going to already be so emotional. I want to see everything. I want to go to the Nova site. You know, I want to maybe volunteer a little bit.
You got to float in the Dead Sea, I heard too.
Yeah, rite of passage.
Exactly.
It's my birthright.
Masada, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Has there been any one particular piece of content, it's like picking your favorite kid, right, that has stood out to you as something more of a catharsis for you than something to just like be your Linda Richmond character? Like, have you been hiding trauma from anti-Semitism or parts of your life in the past that, you know, no one's perfect, of course. Like,
sure.
When you espouse this alter ego to the world, you're being vulnerable vicariously. But this must be something you think about at 3 a.m. sometimes too.
Yeah, I think it's also interesting because it wasn't until like the last few years that I really showed who I am online because everything was so character based. So people knew me as Cheryl. People didn't even know my real voice because I would go live with an accent.
You'd just be Janice all day, every day.
All day, Cheryl Cohen, all day. I had merchandise. I was like very in it. And I think in the beginning I was like really scared of trying something new because I was like, everyone keeps telling you you need a niche. What if it doesn't work? And I got quickly into like camp content and camp skits as these other like characters and, you know, just like girls that I knew or grew up with. So that was really fun. I love like putting characters into my thoughts. But then I have serious moments, especially after October 7th, which challenged me in such a different way because instead of being funny, it was time to be serious.
Yeah.
And I didn't post anything funny for like 9-10 months. I was, you know, if anything, it was like dark humor about what was going on and also serious videos of just me talking and sharing my feelings, which is different from anything I had shared previously. And that was way more nerve-wracking, but so needed to be done and needed to be right. And I found a lot more new people from doing that too.
Well, Jewish culture is inherently about comedy and looking at the darkness and finding something to laugh about. Do you know the movie Life is Beautiful with Roberto Benigni? All right,
No.
This is a really important film. This is not quite Schindler's List, but it is a really important Jewish heritage movie. Roberto Benigni, Italian actor, talks about it's a Holocaust retelling book, but it's not like, again, it's not Schindler, but he basically adopts a clown-like character in the camps to make children laugh and protect them. And it was just so touching and meaningful. I think it won Best Picture in the 1990s, but it's worth sort of absorbing into appreciating how not everything's Mel Brooks all day, every day, right? But this was such a touching film that I think if you're out there and you care about understanding where entertainment really takes a space in Jewish culture, heritage, and meaning and truth, it's a lost film that everyone should have a listen to. Life is Beautiful with Roberto Benigni. I asked that because outside of like Hannah Montana, are there specific films that have really touched you and changed the way you think about art?
That's such a hard question. I mean, I'm a big TV show person.
Okay.
Like, transparently, I'm not a go to the movies type. I love watching TV from home.
Okay.
And
Well, that
like
makes
movies
sense.
from home.
Right.
It's just so comfortable. I don't know.
Right.
Modern Miss Maisel, like Friends is like a masterpiece and like so genius. And I could watch it 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm obsessed with How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, yeah.
I love Viola Davis. I'm obsessed with Grey's Anatomy. I hope they have season 40. They're on season 22.
Yeah, it's like the SVU of medicine.
Yeah. So those are like some of my favorite shows. Like You is one of my favorite shows
Yes, I
too,
know that
with
one,
Joe
yeah.
Goldberg. I just love like raw storytelling. And it's so interesting because when I used to watch like TV and movies, it was almost hard to focus growing up because I was studying acting and Meisner and method. And now it's like I'm a lot more laid back and relaxed and not like judging every little like clip and second.
Right. Are you familiar with some of the older Jewish comedians like Shecky Green?
Vaguely, yeah.
Richard
I mean,
Lewis.
big Adam Sandler person for
Yeah,
sure.
sure. Don Rickles is someone you could look at
Yeah.
He basically set the stage for insult comedy.
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller, for sure. Well, obviously Jerry Seinfeld,
Yeah,
of course. You can't
obviously.
beat that. Sure.
I actually saw him in my mom's office and like promised not to embarrass her. So I
Wow.
didn't say hi.
That's pretty cool, though.
But she's met him a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any other specific comedians or Jewish actors that you model after? Besides, obviously, the obvious Janice from Friends and Fran
Yeah,
Drescher,
and Alan
clearly.
Zweibel obviously is like a huge mentor to me. He was one of the original SNL writers, as I
Sure.
said. Elon Gold is like another comedy mentor to me. I was
Seth
just
Rogen?
with him yesterday. Seth Rogen's great, yeah. Elon Gold I know personally.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
So it's really special when you like know the comedians personally too. Jessica Kierson, she's awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen her live a few times and we've connected. I worked with the Chosen Comedy Festival and like helped with like some social media promotion for them. So a lot of those comedians I've come to know really well. I think Modi's hysterical too.
Sure.
So
Did you grow up with like Matisyahu?
yeah.
Okay.
And I know his son very well.
Yeah, I know him.
And he performed at Chosen Comedy Festival.
Of course he
as
did.
well.
Why not?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course.
All right. So we're going to put show notes all over the place about who you are. What are you most proud of? Just your website, your TikTok, your content. What would you put on the Mount Rushmore of learning to know all about who you are?
Wow, what a question. I am really trying to be like a real awesome Jewish person outside of the camera. I'm doing a lot with Chabad Upper East Side. They have a Shabbat every week called Holy Hour Happy Hour, where like 400 young professional Jews come every week. Last week
400?
I just gave
love
a
the
Devar
city.
Torah for the first time, like a speech. It was the most quiet I ever saw the group. Like I'm always like in the back and not, but I'm very involved with the rabbi. I do a lot of my influencer work with them. They also married us. So it kind of feels like my whole life is like finally just everything makes sense. Like I found the Jewish community. I found the husband. I have an amazing, amazing, amazing like in-law Jewish family. like, not like if I could tell myself 5 years ago this is where my life would go, I'd be like, that's crazy. Like, I don't think I would have posted online had there not have been a pandemic. I would always like post it for fun, but I probably would work in casting or talent management,
Sure.
or maybe go the acting route. I wouldn't have met my husband if COVID didn't happen. So I'm really just grateful for the time that kind of made me change my whole career path. I wouldn't have worked in the corporate social media world and worked on all these accounts if I didn't get married and, you know, find him. I wouldn't be working for myself right now because
Right.
there's no way I would feel secure, or like push myself enough to just go and do it.
This whole show has been just so fascinating. Jewish pride is, again, not that I haven't not wanted to talk about it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I just am obviously very Jewish when I talk to people or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just such a stronger narrative now than ever before. Not that it hasn't been a narrative, but
Yeah.
like just more than ever now. It's the last 10 years for me personally, my wife, my family, my friends, has been absolutely a downhill slide since 2016. This whole country's just descended into further anti-Semitism,
Yeah.
further division. I wonder why, right? And now here we are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's wrap up quickly with the podcast because I was fascinated. How to meet Jewish men on the radio. Go ahead.
Yes, it's called Schmuck Boys with my co-host Marla Friedson on the Jewish Journal Network. We started it 3.5 years ago, going on 4th. We just finished our 4th season.
Wow.
And we basically realized that your whole entire life you're told to marry Jewish, and especially to the modern Orthodox Jewish world. What does that mean? Your mom's telling you, find a Jew, find a Jew, find a Jew. You need to find the answer for yourself too. So we're bringing on the best of the best, different Jewish influencers and people in that space who are really proud and loud to talk about why it's important to them, who they're dating, who they married, their stories. And we talk a lot about Jewish identity and what that means and how there's not specifically one way to be Jewish. And of course, after October 7th, we had specific Israel episodes. I know I talked a lot about me being a character, but this is really where I get to like be myself and elevate important voices. And that's some of my like favorite, most important work that we do.
I suppose what does Jewish enough or Jewish not enough mean these days on those conversations?
And they're all very different and very interesting. We've talked to all different types of people with all different types of stories. So
Schmuck Boys.
Schmuck
I'm
Boys,
in.
Spotify
You had me at
and
hello.
Apple Music.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So I always wrap the show by asking my ChatGPT a question about my guest.
Oh, great.
And this is like a 50-year-old guy doing this. So
Yeah.
pardon if this is not exactly, you know, what did the kids used to say? On fleek? That's dead now. But
Oh
like
my
I learned what that
gosh.
meant like 10 years ago with my kids in grade school. If you were a Netflix series, who would your 3 Gen Z pop culture soulmates be? Right. And I fed it as much as I could find about you.
Wait, say it
It's not a
again?
question. I'm going to tell you what it said.
Oh.
You are a combination of Alana Wexler from Broad City.
Okay, interesting.
And it says big Jewish chaos with a weed habit and a sex drive. Again, this is a chat.
Whoa, not kosher.
No,
Whoa.
Alana lives out loud, spirals publicly, and reclaims identity through humor. Your digital energy is a spiritual cousin. Just swap Brooklyn sidewalks for TikTok scrolls. You're Esther Pavitsky from Alone Together. Culturally Jewish, socially anxious, but self-aware enough to monetize the neuroses. Okay, through your doppelganger. You lean into cringe as craft. You do the same, only with prettier eyebrows and a more aggressive mom voice. All right.
Oh my gosh.
This is chat. Sometimes it's completely wrong. It's just hysterical to read on the air and hear reactions.
That's
But
so funny.
this was the one I was not prepared for to say. You are Jackie Tone from Nobody Wants This, who I was at Jew camp with in the 80s.
Whoa.
I know Jackie Tone for 40 plus years.
Wait, can she come on Schmuck Boys?
You know what? I'll ask her.
Wow.
So brash, heartfelt, painfully honest, and musical as hell, Jackie brings the raw Jewish girl with something to prove energy, armed with one-liners and unresolved therapy homework. Your content hits those marks, funny, fearless, and ferociously Jewish. Unapologetically chai.
I love it.
All right, so hit or miss. That's my ChatGPT take on you. You're
That's
welcome to
great.
keep this as a
Oh my
souvenir and either burn it
This is so
or
funny.
frame it.
This is great.
But I loved that this wasn't like a healthcare show. I mean, it's mental health.
It's different.
But this is
But
so
there's
important.
mental health also connected to getting
Yeah.
all this hate online for being proud and loud
Well,
right now.
there's like 1 billion people that want us dead, don't think we deserve to be alive.
Yeah, and it
we
takes
have
a
to live
toll.
with that.
But you know what? I'm stronger than most because I had an acting degree and had to be emotional at 9 a.m.
Yep.
So, you know what? Can't break me. I'm going to keep posting, keep auditioning, do the thing.
Well, Libby Shayo, you are magic.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you being
Thanks
on
for
here.
having me.
Of course. We'll have you back next time. More Jewish stuff. And yeah, like, hey, Jackie, if you're listening, she's probably not, but I'll hit her up.
Okay. Sounds good. Talk soon, Jackie.
Out of Patience with Matthew Zachary is a production of Matthew Zachary Worldwide. The executive producer is Matthew Zachary. It is mixed and edited by Kyle Moore. If you like the show, ratings and reviews are always welcome wherever you get your podcasts. If you have guest suggestions or would like to learn more about sponsorship opportunities, email podcast@matthewzachary.com. For more information about Matthew Zachary and Matthew Zachary Worldwide, visit matthewzachary.com.